Evisceradio. Shaking everybody, my name is Thomas, and thank you so much for tuning in to another awesome, excellent episode of Evisceradio, where I sit down with bands that I play on the live show, and we talk about what's good in life and what's good in music, and everything in between. It is guaranteed good times, genuine content found inside. So one band that you should be keeping an eye on these days is a band called Nexorum. They are from Norway. They have one album down called Death Unchained, which was released a few years back. These guys have a crazy cool death metal sound with the right type of aggression. They stand above a whole pile of people who just can't quite do it. These guys are what the fuck is up. Last year, I had the pleasure of sitting down with Roger, and we talked about Death Unchained and what's good in life and what's good in music and all that good shit. I had a great time talking to him, but he did say towards the end of the interview that they were going to be releasing a second album coming up in 2023. Last time we were talking about Death Unchained. This time around, we're going to be talking about Tongue of Thorns. Roger was kind enough to let me listen to this new album prior to the release on May 19th. Man, fuck. I thought I could picture what a darker, more evil Nexorum would sound like, but I wasn't even fucking close. Holy shit. May 19th, man, mark it on your calendar. This album is going to flatten you. It's going to smash you flat. Anyways, you guys don't want to hear me talking about that shit. You want to hear it from the source yourself. So without further ado, round number 2 with Roger, Nexorum. Yes.
Hey, man.
Hey, Roger. What's shaking, dude?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm excellent, man. Excellent. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, good. Thanks. Good to see you too.
Yeah. How's life going?
It's going really good. I got the new Zelda game yesterday, so
You
cool.
got that Zelda stuff going in, yeah?
Yeah. So yeah, I've been playing that in my spare time this weekend, and I'll probably be doing that for quite some time now.
Yeah, I got a couple of friends here who have been waiting on that for a long time.
Yeah. I know a lot of people have. I'm not crazy nerdy into it, but it's a good game, and wish I had some more time to play it, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, fucking games, I'm not much of a gamer myself. I like to pick them up and put it down. I've been waiting forever for the new Hollow Knight that's coming out. Are you familiar with Hollow Knight?
Yeah. I played it just a little bit. It was really good, but kind of fell off and then never picked it up again. So, but yeah, is it like that platform like Mario, similar to Mario stuff?
Yeah,
it's
like
dark
It's like that platformy stuff. The art is really cool, and it's got that awesome level up stuff that you can do too. That's my if I were to consider myself a gamer, that's the stuff I would typically turn to. So
yeah. Cool.
Well, I'm glad life is good, man. So Tongue of Thorns, dude. When we spoke last, you said that this album was being mixed and ready to go, and that it was a darker, more evil spin to it. And I thought I could picture like an more eviler sounding Nexorum, but I was wrong, man. Oh my God. This sounds like, it doesn't sound like a second album to me. It sounds like a brand new band.
Okay.
It's really good. It stacks up to Death Unchained very well, and they mix in the shuffle and stuff, but holy shit, it's aggressive. What possessed you guys to get that, to turn that way? Holy crap.
Well, it's kind of hard to say. Well, I think it's several things. I think actually that's closer to the music most of us have been playing previously before Nexorum. When we started Nexorum, we were thinking about doing a bit more death metal. And that was fun. But I don't know, it probably just naturally fell to the darker side, and especially during the pandemic, it wasn't not that Death Unchained is more party music, but I don't know, it's Tongue of Thorns is darker, and I guess we were a bit darker in our heads because of the pandemic, being stuck at home and stuff, so it just felt more natural to go down that road, I guess.
Yeah, it comes across very natural. It comes across pretty friggin' effortless too, because when you were nice enough to let me hear the stuff, I wasn't sure what to make of it. I instantly went back to Death Unchained, and then put them two together, and I was trying to be like, is this meant to be like the quote unquote second album feel? And then like it had, and then I quickly said to myself, no, I mean, this is just my opinion, but like this thing stands out on its own merit. Like it is, you had said that Death Unchained is like a party album. Like you mean like it's a lighter feel?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Is it? I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, I guess lighter in the metaphorical sense, sure. And compared to Tongue of Thorns, like, yeah, I would say it's definitely lighter. I don't know if I go party, but it is.
Okay. I guess party is not a good word. But,
yeah. But it's fun. Death Unchained is fun. This, I wouldn't go as far as to say fun, but like there were points where I was laughing. Like just like I don't want to gush or fanboy out, but like I'm mega impressed with this album. Everything on it is really, really good. I was looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it coming out. Like you guys picked the right single. Elegy of Hate is definitely a one to throw out there for everyone to hear.
Thank you.
Yeah, the mix itself too is really, really good. And you said you did Death Unchained and you did this one as well.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Fucking your chops are also very, very sharp there. Yeah.
That's probably the thing that I'm most insecure about, because I have only mixed 2 albums, and that's Death Unchained and Tongue of Thorns. So I really don't know what I'm doing, or not well. So I kind of I spend a lot of time learning stuff and figuring out how to do things. And I guess, I've been listening to metal for many years, so I kind of know how it should sound, but at some point you kind of get blind or deaf when you're listening to it, because you hear it so much, you kind of lose a sense of what sounds good or not. So but I'm glad to hear you like it.
Yeah, man, it sounds great. Mission accomplished, especially since you're saying that this is the second album you've done. You didn't do any mixing for anyone else or anything else other than Nexorum stuff in the meantime or during?
No, only Nexorum. But also, I always kind of play around just a little bit on our demos, but not putting too much effort into it, but just trying new stuff. So I guess some new plugins. Of course, there's always new plugins released, and I'm probably spending way too much money. I have tons of plugins I never use, but sometimes I find someone that works, and I guess it helps.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's money. I mean, it's an investment, right? Like you never know. Like how are you gonna know unless you put the money down to find it? That's just like the curse of being an engineer.
Exactly. And if you were to have someone else mix it, it would be like, I mean, if we were to be sure that someone would do a really good job, I think it's probably like $4,000 or something. So it's crazy expensive. So we can spend quite a bit of money on gear and plugins and stuff until we're at that level. So.
Yeah. From what I hear from you, man, don't need it.
Thanks, man.
You got it going on. Is there any plans to open Roger's recording studio or some shit? You should think about it.
Yeah. No. I guess I'm too busy with work and doing other stuff for the band, like making music. So I don't think I would fit my time schedule. And also, I mean, recording other people, that's boring, and mixing. I'm not sure if I could be so dedicated to other people's music. Maybe if it was music I really loved, but if you're doing it like for money, you can't be too picky about it, or at least not until you're like one of the big guys.
Sure.
I guess so. Yeah, no, I don't think it's for me.
No, that's cool, man. That's cool. I mean, that's great that you know what you're about and that you're putting what you're interested into, putting energy into what you're interested to. It's cool.
Yeah, but I take that as a compliment that you're asking if that's something considered.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, like fuck, I thought about it at one time myself, and you definitely have a talent for it. And the fact that you're putting that solely into Nexorum, like that just kind of even makes it a little bit more special. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's a saint. Like, anyways, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Well, our loss, but I look forward to the next Nexorum one for sure. Everybody should. You guys, man, again, that second album was really, really good. One of the things I noted that really pushed the evil, sinister sound to the next level in this one was your guys's penchant for melody is out there as well, and there's a lot more of that on this album than on Death Unchained. You had said that in our last interview that like you kind of you finish one song in terms of the songwriting process. You finish one song, it's done, then you move on to the next. Was that the same idea with this one too? And if it was, did you move forward with like a melody in mind first, or did things just sort of take off as they needed to for each song?
It was the same for this album, and mostly it progresses like. I start at the first riff and just move on to the next riff, and sometimes I have like a finished song and then maybe just shuffle things around that maybe this part would sound better closer to like the start of the song, or maybe this could be repeated one more time and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't really have a lot of thought in when I'm going into it, like how it should be. Maybe it's like the only thought is should it be like a fast song or a slow song, or usually it's like when I come to a certain point in a song, it's like, okay, does the song need a melodic part now, or does it need something else? So, it's just as the song, it's kind of the path is created as I walk it, sort of.
Yeah. It sounds like you guys are really comfortable going into that songwriting process as you were in Death Unchained as well. I think you're the only person who has said that, like, you just kind of go in and just do it. There's no, like, you just have like one idea and you go in and it goes the way it should, as opposed to other bands who, like, you know, have like a proper mission when it comes to that sort of stuff. It's again, it's a testament to like just going into your projects very natural. You know what I mean? Like, it seems very fucking cool to me and interesting, unique stuff.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird with songwriting because sometimes a lot of times I sit down with my guitar and like nothing happens. It just sounds like shit. And sometimes I just keep on trying until something comes out of it, or I just give up. Sometimes I feel, okay, I'm not going to make anything today. It's no point in wasting my time trying. Sure. And other days I just sit down and just like it feels like I'm at one with the guitar, and just things come pouring out of me. So it's kind of hard to say where it comes from. It's just it's probably not a very productive way of doing it.
Who's to say?
Well, it works, but I don't know. I don't know any other way to do it. I haven't really tried any other way to do it. So,
yeah.
Like, I mean, I could learn maybe music theory and maybe get some pointers there onto what to do, but well, it is what it is. It's the only thing about it is that it takes quite a while to have enough songs to have an album.
Sure.
Like in a perfect world, especially us being so new, we probably should have released like one album a year or something just to be out there. But I'm not able to do that. I'm not able to make enough songs, not at the level I want it to be.
Sure.
And also this, the thing that was different from this album to Death Unchained was, I think we had like maybe 5 songs that we did not obviously have on the album. Well, it would be a lot with like 15 or 14 songs, but we had maybe 15 songs, so we just picked the best of them.
Right.
But okay, these also, it's not that the other songs were bad, but it also, of course, have something to do with does the songs fit together on an album? Do they have like similar sound? So we probably had some songs that were more like Death Unchained. And I think maybe Mother of Ghouls could have been on Death Unchained. That's probably the most death metal like song, but it's also have a certain Swedish melodic sound. So, well,
you don't think?
I think it has like maybe a more of a Swedish sound, and we also got quite a few people saying that the songs or the singles we have released, that they sound more Swedish, Norwegian. So, well, if it's more, if the album is more black metal, it's probably a bit more Swedish black metal than Norwegian black metal.
Yep, I could definitely hear that now that you mention it. It never occurred to me till you brought it up. It is a bit more like there is some traditional-ish elements to the black metal sound that you put in there.
But we are probably more think more about what the difference between Norwegian and Swedish black metal is than from other countries. So.
Well, it is expertly infused into your guys' overall sound. Like the drums definitely were picked up a notch too. They're much more in your face, both like sonically and in just like how they're being played. It really pushes the envelope in terms of like how evil/aggressive the overall tone of the album is. Was there emphasis on making the drums a bit more like in your face in that regard to get that venomous feel across?
No, not really.
No,
just
okay.
No, there was no thought behind it, but the difference in the drums during the recording process on Death Unchained, like technically we used what's it called, like MIDI or electronic drum kit.
Yep.
What's it called in English? It's like
an electronic drum kit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Electronic drum kit, but we had acoustic cymbals.
Right. But oh, no way.
Yeah. Because it's always for me, it's like the cymbals that sounds like the least natural if you use. Like MIDI drums and stuff.
Yeah.
But on Tongue of Thorns we used all acoustic drums, so that probably made a big difference in how the drums sound. So maybe I just felt like they could be more in your face, and I don't know the playing. I'm not sure. Just probably just trying to get the drums to fit the songs. So, yeah, I don't know. Vidar is a beast on drums, and especially on Elegy of Hate. It was like you have this part where there's like, because Dirk Perburen, is that pronounced, drummer in Megadeth.
Oh yeah, yep, that's it. You got it.
Yeah, he has like this Dirk blast where he kind of plays. It sounds it's really weird, but it sounds really awesome, and it looks it's very visual as well.
Cool presentation stuff. Yeah, I get.
Yeah. And it was really because when I made a suggestion to have that sort of rhythm on that part, and I've never heard Vidar playing that before, and I was like, okay, I wonder how much time he needs to like get it. I didn't doubt that he would like be able to play it, but it was like maybe the next rehearsal, and he was like 80-90% there. So
wow, I picked him right up.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a beast, and he's done an excellent job on the album.
Does he ever? Like the drums and the guitars are really, really good friends on this album. Yeah, they work really, really well together. Like that's like when I said I was laughing at certain points, it was because there were certain bits where they just smacked right, and it was Jesus fuck, like fucking awesome. Yeah, and the bass mix is really, really good too. I'm fine. I'm catching myself going back into the album sounds good.
Yeah, yeah, but that's good. That's good. Yeah, it was also because we had on Death Unchained we had a lot of bass. Like the bass was very present in the mix, and we got quite a bit of feedback, like positive. That I love that we are hearing the bass properly.
Yeah,
so I of course wanted to do that on Tongue of Thorns as well. That's not a very black metal thing to do. But I was like, fuck that, I don't care. I want it to sound a certain way, and like if it's not supposed to sound black metal. It wasn't like intended to be. It was like when we started making the album, we weren't like, this is going to be black metal, and it is not black metal. It's maybe blackened death metal. I don't like talking about genres because it's like, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
As long as it's good, it's whatever. So but there was a lot of bass, and but that is like technically probably one of the things I should probably learn a bit more about, because when there's also a lot of bass in the kick drums, and so I think maybe if I going to be critical to the mix myself, that maybe the bass, the kick drum and the bass guitar, I don't know, maybe at some point they are kind of arguing that it's a very common thing to happen.
Oh yeah, and in that, in like a fucking full on in your face death metal mix. for sure, where there's just no room to breathe. Yeah, those are the hardest things I've found to be able to kind of make cohesive and stuff. But you know, not everybody's listening on like premium like, you know, crazy sound like mixing monitors and stuff. A lot of people are in their crappy cars or got them shitty headphones in and like it works. So like I'm critical, so I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but, I should probably not have brought it up, because now when people listening to it, maybe they're like, oh yeah.
No, fuck that, man. Fuck that. Like I'm a regular Joe listener too. I have fancy things that I can listen to it on, but like 90% of the time, like I'm just enjoying the music, doing what I'm doing. You know, people aren't gonna fucking pick up on that, and if they do, fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're doing what you're doing, and it sounds fucking great. Whether it sounds traditionally black metal mix or not, who gives a flying fuck, man?
Yeah, like, exactly. Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, it's just great. The I would like to talk about the theme of the album for a second there. I don't really know where Tongue of Thorns came about. I asked you for lyrics and I wasn't able to scoop any up, or I sort of missed that. But like the title itself, Tongue of Thorns, where does that come from? What's the news on that?
Well, we were talking about, because some of the songs have kind of let's say mental health related theme, like the voices in your head holding you back, like maybe depression and stuff like that. So we figured, and also when we asked the artist who did the album cover, we said that we wanted kind of like demonic creatures, like the voices in your head portrayed as demonic creatures. And also like the Tongue of Thorns is of course an unpleasant tongue that kind of tells you nasty stuff, that kind of brings you down, doesn't exactly help you. And I guess we kind of, it's not like we have like the band is filled with mental issues or something, but also during the pandemic, I think we were at kind of a dark place and just not feeling very joyful. So probably, well, I wouldn't say depressed, but like moody, gloomy, maybe.
Yeah, that's an appropriate word. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess some of the lyrics kind of reflect that, and yeah. So that's kind of what it's all about. Terje, the vocalist, is the one writing all the lyrics, and he's not too fond of talking about exactly his meaning behind the lyrics. Sometimes it's kind of open for interpretations, and well, other times it's more specific theme, like from culture or religion, like the pestilential wind is like Pazuzu is mentioned, like demonic stuff like that. So yeah, sometimes it's like deep, and sometimes it's pretty obvious what it's about.
Sure. You said he doesn't like to talk much about his lyrical themes. He keeps it kind of personal, does he?
Yeah, exactly. And also it's like maybe a little bit of a cliche, but it's like it's up to the listener or reader to kind of make up their own mind what they feel the lyrics are about. And
yeah, for sure,
right? It's a good approach. It's I don't know. I guess it's good to like have some mysticism in there. So
absolutely, yeah, open to interpretation, man. Everyone, all music reads differently to different people.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like this shit is super angry and gloomy feeling, but I'm laughing. You know what I mean? Like and like people who are very personal about their music or lyrics, like that just adds to, like you said, the mysticism of it all. It's just another element into which people can probably digest new or old Nexorum or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's great. Like, yeah, keep it personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you guys were coming out with songs and they were complete for this album, how did you like, was there like a screening process of like some friends and family listened to it, and like not that you were looking for, I don't want to go into this question with like, were you looking for approval, but like was there some people that you just sort of were in the know that you're like, here, this is what we're thinking, what do you think? Is it like enjoying it and then it comes back to you and then move forward, or you guys were just like, nope, done, next?
Yeah, no, we actually just keep it in the band. I did during the mixing process. I sent the mix to some friends who does also work with mixing, or just at least at like a demo stage. So see, I did there, but during the songwriting process, no, we just keep it within the band. We are 5 people. We kind of have different. We don't have like the exactly same taste in music. It is like death metal and black metal, but like some bands we have in common, and some like we don't at all.
Yeah.
So
fair.
it's like if the 5 of us think it's a good song, that's good enough. Yeah, I don't feel like we need to ask anyone else.
Cool.
So yeah.
Right on.
But the
man.
mix is more like maybe someone with like a bit more experience outside of the band also should listen, just to get a pointer. Because also when we work with the songs for so long, we kind of, as I said, we kind of get lost in how it maybe supposed to sound or something, because we've been listening to it so much.
Yeah, totally. You get sort of numb to it, and it almost becomes meaningless after a while. Yes, I totally get that.
That's like, because I've thought about several times that I would have loved to hear my own songs like for the first time. Just to how would I react to hearing my song for the first time? Would I be like, this is fucking great, or would I be like, yeah, it's okay?
Well, you just kind of blew my mind for a second there.
It's an interesting thought.
It is a very interesting thought. I've never written stuff with that in mind. Me personally, I'm a fan of what I write, but I play it to death. And therein lies the hamster wheel of 95% complete, which is a terrible habit and should put away. But like the last person I spoke to, Carl from Abstract Illusion, had said something along the lines of like, you should write music, and well, not should, but like it helps to have in mind writing music from like a consumer's perspective. He would write these monster long songs, and then he would chop it into 3s, and they would show up as such on the album with the intention of like, how would I feel if I was hearing this for the first time? And I had never considered that ever in my writing process.
Yeah, no, but it's sort of a good point, because when we started Nexorum, what we had in mind was that the songs should be kind of easy to play live and kind of easy to get live, because on live shows there's always like not the best audio, and if it's too chaotic, it's kind of hard to follow, because we wanted to be a live band. So that's kind of been the only thing, like not too long songs, and also at least have a few more open riffs that are kind of easy to follow with a certain groove and some easy melodies. So
that's
we have had that in mind. Yeah,
that's another shining example of the second album here, is that the accessibility of it all. It's definitely listenable in a great way. And when bands that are more to the technical side try to go down that road, 9 times out of 10 it doesn't really work out that well. But I can hear everything, and it's an easy banger with all the right aggressive elements and stuff like put in there.
Because we also need to like find a balance, because if it's too like accessible or easy listening, it would be boring for us to both listen and play. So we also we need to enjoy listening to it ourselves, and of course playing it. It needs to be a little bit accessible.
That leads me to a question I didn't have lined up. In terms of like the track order, the order in which they are is really, really good, but you can tell like stuff is more like pulled back and lower BPM, and then there's stuff that's kind of more like hit you on the nose sort of thing, and it does a lot of that. Not a lot of that, but you understand, it's faster, more accessible, faster, eerie, kind of goes like that. When you had all your songs finished for that album, was that into consideration too, but like maintaining, I guess, the attention of the listener? Does that make sense? Am I asking that question correctly?
I think so. We didn't I think during the writing process it just came natural. If we have like too many songs that are really fast, then we probably need to make a more moody song or a little bit slower song, and trying to have the variation in there. So when we had enough songs, the only song was Wrath of Cell, the last song, because I felt like we didn't have a end of the album song with like an kind of epic ending feeling.
You do now.
I do now, yes, exactly. So that one was the only one that was kind of made to be the last song on the album. But the other was just like, okay, shuffled to like have the variation, as you mentioned, some ups and downs and different kind of feelings.
Yeah, it's a great closer. Very, very good. Ends it on a nice eerie ass note. Brings it right back down to earth. It's fucking dope.
Yeah. I really I like that song myself. We have a word in Norwegian that's called vemodig. It means it's kind of sad and nice at the same time when something ends or when you think about it. I don't think there's an English word for it.
Something sad and nice.
Yeah, kind of when you have had an experience like a vacation or whatever, and it's like, okay, it was a very good experience, but it will be nice to go home as well. You have like kind of a mixed feeling. It's nice to end, but it's also kind of sad that it ends. So kind of that was the feeling I was going for with the song. It's sad and nice at the same time.
I don't think that there's an English word for that.
No, I don't think so either.
Oh. Interesting. Yeah. Word of the day.
Yeah. Norwegian word of the day.
Norwegian word of the day. What else have I got for you, man? We were talking guitars briefly when we last spoke, and you said that there was a new Eventine. What's the name of that bridge? You had a guitar that was coming, an ESP or whatever that had Evertune. Thank you.
Yes,
that showed up, and did you wind up jamming it out on this album?
No, I am playing it on the music videos, but I didn't use it on the album. It took forever. It took almost a year from I ordered it until I got it, because it was 20. We are in 2023 now. Yes, okay. So it was it was a 2022 model. But because of the pandemic and delays and everything, it took forever for it to get there. So I got it in like February or something this year.
How's it feel?
It feels great. It's a bit heavy, but not too heavy. But like the neck feels awesome, and the pickups, it's Fishman Fluence, not modern, but what do I call again? Classic or something. Yeah. Anyway, Fishman Fluence, great pickups. I really like the sound of them.
Cool, great. Have you been playing it live?
Yes, I will be in a couple of weeks. It will be our first show after Tongue of Thorns, and after. Well, actually, I got it before going because I was with Keep of Kales in 70,000 Tons of Metal cruise. We played there.
Wait, you guys played there?
Keep of Kales played there.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So I also play in Keep of Kales.
Yeah.
So I actually got it before going there, but the case I had that I thought it would fit in the guitar didn't fit in the case, so it had to stay at home. So I got it just like a week before we left. But
yeah,
well, it was nice to have something to look forward to when getting home. So.
Yeah, I bet. The 70,000 Tons of Metal, I've always wanted to buy tickets to that. Is it as crazy a party as it seems with all the online pictures and stuff that I saw? It looks like it's out of this world fun.
Yeah, it's really weird. I've never been on a cruise before, but because it is like this nice ordinary cruise thing with just lots of metal heads and metal and drinking drunk people, and I don't know, people just sleeping everywhere or having mosh pits in like pools, whatever. It's crazy. It was a fun experience.
How's your sea legs?
Yeah, no, those were fine. No problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, I think they're both mostly the waters were nice. I think maybe one or two times I felt the boat. One time was just before we went on to do the first show. We were backstage, and one of the guitar cases just fell over, and we were like, "Oh,
oops!"
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe one day we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something. I mean, I come from a maritime province, but I'm not super into big, huge bodies of water and floating on one and not being able to access land. But
I know the feeling. For me, it's kind of opposite. When I'm too far away from the sea, I feel like there's no escape because you can always escape to the sea.
Yeah,
I understand kind of the stressful situation if you're kind of if you don't have a boat or something happens to the boat.
Yeah. I in the same breath, I do have salt water in the veins too. Like I'm going to be going back home to the Nova Scotia in a couple of weeks just to get that grounding feeling back because Ontario, Toronto is landlocked. Well, there's a lake here, but it's gross and it's not the same.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you releasing Tongue of Thorns on the same label?
Yes, still non-Servium Records, same as Death Unchained.
Right on. Then there's a pre-order available right now?
Yes, that is correct. So the CDs have arrived. Actually, I had one.
Ooh, fancy. Nice.
It looks great. Almost got tears to my eyes when I saw the cover for the first time on like the album. It's something special having it physically, and it looks so great. It fits. It's very fitting. So now we're just waiting for the vinyl. What I've heard is that they will not be ready until the release date, of course, because of vinyl takes forever these days.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hopefully soon after the release date they will be ready to ship.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna pre-order that CD as soon as I hang up here.
Cool.
Yeah, I want that. I'm gonna put that. I've been looking forward to it coming out for a while. I really don't have much else to say. I am definitely a fan. Thank you so much for letting me listen to this album before the release. It is absolutely, in my opinion, album of the year contention for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is a fucking fantastic album. Very natural sounding. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was kind of curious how, since it sounds a little bit different, how you, for example, who really liked Death Unchained, would, if you would like it, if it was, because we were not thinking that when we kind of were making the album, like what will the fans think, but when it was done, it was like, okay, I know a lot of the people who really like Death Unchained liked it because it was a death metal album, and when the new album has a totally different feel and it's a bit more blackened, will people hate that or will they embrace it?
The people that hate it don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
No. So when I was when you told me that this album was coming out, like I said it earlier, like I thought I could picture a more blackened Nexorum. This really, I had no idea it was going to be like this. So the way that I screened it, like albums that I'm really looking forward to, especially from bands who only have like a couple albums out, is like there's 3 points in my life where I really have space to listen to music, and that's whether I'm doing the 3 or 4 a.m. drive to work, working out, or actually in my space with the good speakers and stuff on. And then I will do things like play the track listing backwards, or I'll shuffle that album with like what I did. I shuffled that in Death Unchained and just sort of see how it sort of fits and feels. And it's a seamless meld. No, that's not the right way to say that. It works really well in terms of an overall Nexorum sound when compared to Death Unchained, but it also stands on its own fucking merits to the point where like it sounds like you guys are a brand new band. It's like different fucking flavors of the same band. And like when a band puts out a second album or a third album, it's usually a progression of the last album, whereas this is just like a different taste altogether. Like you guys blew me out of the fucking water. Everyone's going to be super duper surprised with this.
Yeah, cool. Well, that sounds good because I always like when bands release albums that sound kind of very similar. That's kind of boring to my ears. I've always been a big fan of Metallica, and they have like always released the next album never sounded like the previous album. That's kind of the mindset I have as well. So the third album will probably sound different as well.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a thrashy Nexorum out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, we will look forward to that. We look forward to Tongue of Thorns, man. May 19th is still the date.
Yes.
Okay, great. I'll post all the pre-order stuff in the description when I upload this tomorrow. I'm going to have it up on YouTube tomorrow.
Excellent.
All right, on. Okay, listen, man, Roger, pleasure talking to you again. Thank you so much for the great music, and I will be in touch, dude. Enjoy your weekend.
Yes, thanks. Same to you.
All right, take
Bye-bye.
care. Hell yeah. Another awesome interview in the archives, baby. I had a great time catching up with Roger. Nexorum are fucking dope. Tongue of Thorns is an amazing album. I was going on about it in the interview, and I said at the opening for this video, these guys are fucking great. Death Unchained is awesome. Tongue of Thorns is also awesome. It is some blackened Nexorum that you deserve to hear. You like your quality shit, these guys have got it for you, man. So May 19th, mark it on your calendar. All the pre-order stuff will be in the description below. CDs are ready for pre-order. Like you said, the vinyls will be coming out soon. Definitely album of the year contention, man. Fuck yes. If you like this style of interview, please give Evisceradio a thumbs up, a subscribe, or a follow. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, obviously. This is a platform for musicians just to talk about what's good in their life and all the projects that they work on. It's a very fun, unscripted catch up with like just awesome people who put out awesome music. This is what Evisceradio is about. And if you are down with the interviews, I also have a radio spot from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. EST over at metaldevastationradio.com, where it's just me and a microphone playing stacks of music from bands who I interview on this show and like new music that I haven't discovered yet, old favorites. It's a guaranteed good time over there, just as it is right here. Like I said before, genuine content found in Evisceradio land. Woo! And on that note, thank you so much for tuning in. I've got lots more cool-ass interviews coming down the pipe. My name is Thomas. This is Evisceradio, and I'll catch you on the next one.